Hello grade 9 students. Today I'm going to start mathematics relevant to your textbook. So what's the first unit in your textbook? That's called number patterns. So the knowledge you gain from this unit, you need for grade 10 and 11 lessons as well. So we'll try to understand this lesson with numbers. Okay, we'll take this number pattern 5, 5, 5. So this is a number pattern. Every number of this number pattern is 5. So here we can see that every number. So same number here. Look at the next pattern 3, 6, 9. What can you see? How you get 6 from 3? We need to add 3. How you get 9 from 6? Adding 3. 12, same as that. 9 plus 3, you get 12. So the first number of the number pattern is 3. All the numbers thereafter are obtained by adding 3 to the previous number. Look at the third pattern. 7, 11, 15, 19, 23. So how you get 11 from 7? We need to add 4 to that. 11 plus 4, you get 15. 15 plus 4, 19. So the first number of this number pattern is 7. And all the numbers thereafter are obtained by adding 4 to the previous number. Let's take this number pattern 5, 10, 20, 40, 80. Now not like adding here. Here we multiply. 5 times 2, you get 10. 10 times 2, you get 20. 20 times 2, you get 40. So the first number of the number pattern is 5 and all the numbers thereafter are obtained by multiplying the previous number by 2. In this one, 1, 3, 6, 10, 15. Try to find out the pattern there. 1 plus 2, you get 3. 3 plus 3, you are getting 6. So how you get 10? So how you get 10? 6 plus 4. 10 plus 5, you are getting 15. So what are these numbers? Can you remember? These are called triangular numbers. So you can make triangles with first number 3, second number, third number, you get 6. Fourth number is 10. So these are triangular numbers. So this is also a number pattern. Now there are several number patterns given here. Identify the pattern. 1, 1, 1, 3 times. 2, 3 times. 3, 3 times. So what's the next number? 4, 3 times. So you get 4, 4, 4. Continuing here. Another thing you need to understand, what is this 3 dots means? This number pattern continues. So here 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 repeating. So what's the next number? 1, 2, 3 again. This one, fractions. What's the pattern? Numerator, you get ones. What about the denominator? 2, 3. 3 plus 1, you get 4. 4 plus 1, 5. So the next number you get 1 over 7, 1 over 8, 1 over 9. This one, look at the numerator. Numerator increases by 1. 1 plus 1, 2. 2 plus 1, 3. So what's the next number? 6 here. Then the denominator, starting from 2. 2, 3, 4, adding 1 again. So 6 plus 1, 7. Also we can identify by looking at the numerator and the denominator. Denominator is 1 more than the numerator. So if this is 6, the next number should be 7. So if the numerator is 7, what's the denominator here? That's 8. Now we'll take this number pattern. You have given 3 numbers, 2, 4, 8. Okay, try to identify a pattern. One student can say, okay, so the next number is 16. The other one is 32. How? 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 2, 8. 8 times 2, 16, and 16 times 2, 32. So this pattern is obtained by multiplying the previous number by 2. But you can create another one. Let's take this pattern. 2, 4, 8, 14. Now what's the pattern there? 2 plus 2, you get 4. 4 plus 4, you get 8. 8 plus 6, 14. 14 plus 8, you get 22. So what's the number pattern there? Adding 2 to the first number, but adding 4 to the second number. Adding 6 to the third number. So therefore, you can create so many number patterns. So when you get 3 numbers, it's difficult to identify one particular pattern. So you can create several patterns. So when you are getting a number pattern, it's important to get more than 3 numbers. So from only 3 numbers, it's difficult to identify the number pattern. Let's take this one. 3, 7, 11, 15, 19. Now identify the patterns. Now, you are learning another new term. These are numbers in the number pattern. So we call these are terms. In this number pattern, first term is 3, second term is 7, and third term is 11. So we can use the symbol T because we are taking term. So the first letter of this word T we are using for term number. So T1 means the first term. And here remember we are writing 1 as a subscript. T2 is the second number. So what is T5? T5 is the fifth number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 19. In mathematics, we use sequence for number patterns. In grade 10, 11, you will learn another term that's called progression. But remember, number pattern is same as sequence. Take this one. 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27. Write down the following terms using the given sequence. T1 means first term. So you can write first term as 12. T2, second term. That's 15. T3 is the third term. That's 18. Now identify fourth, fifth and sixth terms. What's the fourth one? 1, 2, 3, 4. 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 24. And sixth term, 27. Take this example. Write down the following terms using the given sequence. So write down what's T1, First term is 7, second term 14, third term 28, fourth term 56, fifth term 112 and sixth term 224. Now look at 11th question. So you have given other way round. T1 is 20, T2 is 25. So with these terms you can write down the sequence. T1, so starting from first number 20, what's the second term? 25. What's the third term? 30, 35, 40, 45. So how many terms are given? 6 terms are given. But if this is continuing, we can put 3 dots there. Look at this one. Observe this sequence. You can get the next number by adding 3. 7 plus 3, you get 10. 10 plus 3, you get 13. 13 plus 3, 16, and 16 plus 3, 19. So here you can clearly see how you get 10 from the first term. Add 3. How you get the third term from second one? Adding 3. So what you call this number? This is called the common difference. So remember, another new term you are learning. What's that? Common difference. Take this example. 9, 15, 21, 27 and 33. Now see the common difference now. How you get 15 from 9? So how you do that? You can subtract. Take the next term, subtract the previous term. So 15 minus 9, you get 6. Then the next one, 21 minus 15. Again you get 6. 27 minus 21. Again 6 here. 33 minus 27. You are getting 6. So what's the common difference? Common difference is 6. So how you get the common difference? You can take any term and subtract the previous term. But you can't take the first term. Why? We don't have a previous term. So that's why we say any term except first term minus the previous term. So remember this formula to find out the common difference. Now take this one. Find the common difference of the following sequences. So you can take any two numbers. So we'll take the first two. So what's the common difference? 15 minus 7. What's that? 8. This one, you can take these two. 20 minus 16. You get plus 4 as the common difference. This one, if you take these two, 27 minus 30 now. Now the bigger number is negative. So what's the answer? You get minus 3 is the common difference. This one, now you get negative numbers. When you have negative numbers, take brackets to subtract. Now we'll take these two. So how can we write down? Negative 35 minus negative 40. Then negative 35 is there. Negative multiplied by negative. What you get? Negative multiplied by negative is positive. Positive 40. So 40 minus 35, you get 5. So when there are negative numbers, use brackets to subtract numbers. Again, you get negative numbers. So which one we can take? These two. Do that. Minus 27 minus 30. So what's the answer? Minus 27 minus plus, and you get 30. 30 minus 27, you get 3. This one, when you take these two, minus 13 minus 9. So here you get minus 13 plus 9. So what's the answer? Minus 4, because the bigger number is negative. Now you get fractions. So when you get fractions, try to find out the easiest two numbers to subtract. Which one is easy? Here, if you take this or this, it's easy, no? To subtract. We'll take these two, 6.5 minus 5. So you can first subtract whole numbers. 6 minus 5, you get 1, and you get this half, 1.5 or 1.5. So when you take this one, it's difficult to subtract. So try to get the easiest two to subtract the numbers. So in this one, which one is the easiest? Here, when you take these two, it's easy to subtract. So I'll take these two, 3 and 2/3 minus 3. So 3 minus 3, you get 0. So you get only 2/3 as the common difference. This one, which one is the easiest? These two? 9 and 3/4 minus 9. You get 3/4 as the common difference. Give the first 5 terms of the sequences given below. So you have given the first term and the common difference. So starting from 11 here, adding 4 to that. 11 plus 4, 15. 15 plus 4, 19. 19 plus 4, 23. 23 plus 4, 27. And then you can put 3 dots here. Next one, first term is 8. Starting from 8. Common difference is 8. That means adding 8 to that. Multiples of 8. 8 plus 8, 16. 16 plus 8, 24. 24 plus 8, 32. 32 plus 8, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put 3 dots to represent that it's continuing. Next one, first term is 20. Starting from 20, common difference is 7. 20 plus 7, 27. 27 plus 7, 34. 34 plus 7, 41. 41 plus 7, 48. This one, common difference is now negative 5. That means subtracting 5. Starting from 40. 40 minus 5, 35. 35 minus 5, 30. 30 minus 5, 25. And 25 minus 5, you get 20. This one, starting from a negative number. Negative 30. And the common difference is plus. So you can write separately and find out the numbers. Negative 30 plus 3. The difference is 27, and this is bigger. Negative number is bigger, so you put negative 27. Negative 27 plus 3. The difference is 24, and this is minus. Negative 24 plus 3, negative 21. Negative 21 plus 3, you get negative 18. And then you have already 5 terms, so you can continue this sequence. Now you get fractions starting from 2.5, adding 1.5. 2.5 plus 1.5. You can add halves first. Half and half, 1. 1 plus 1, 2. 2 plus 2, 4. 4 plus 2.5. 4 plus 2, 6. And then you get another half. Then 6.5 plus 2.5, you get 6 plus 2, 8. And this half and half, you get 1. So you get 9. 9 plus 2.5, 9 plus 2, 11. 11.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one, you get a negative number and the common difference is -4. That means subtracting 4. Starting from -24, subtract 4, -24, -4, -28. -28 minus 4, -32. -32 minus 4, -36. -36 minus 4, you get -40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next one, you get letters. So you use the same procedure. So starting from x, adding 3. X plus 3 is the second term. Now add 3 again. So you can add 3 to this number. 3 and 3, you get 6. So x plus 6. Again another 3. 6 plus 3, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need another term. 9 plus 3, 12. Now, the common difference is x. And starting with 7. So, 7 plus x is the second one. Now, adding x to this x. Like terms we can add. 7 plus x, you get 7 plus 2x. Now add again another x. 7 plus 2x plus x. You get 7 plus 3x. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need another. That becomes 4x. Now in this one, both common difference and the first term are letters. Starting with A. What's the next one? A, adding D to that. A plus D. Third term, another D. A plus 2D, because D and another D becomes 2D. Fourth term, A plus 3D. And fifth term, A plus 4D. Write down the term belongs to unknown letters of the sequences below. So you have given several terms and in between you are asked to find out the letters. Now A. You can identify the common difference from here. 12, 16. 12 plus 4 is 16. That means adding 4 to the previous number. So what's A? 16 plus 4, you get 20. Now here 20 plus 4, 24, and 24 plus 4, you get 28 as B. Look at this one, how you identify the common difference. These two consecutive numbers are given. You can get the common difference. 29 minus 26, that's plus 3, adding 3. So starting from 20, 20 plus 3, 23. So x is 23. So how we find y? You can take this one, 29 plus 3. You get 32 as y. This one, these two terms are unknown. You can start from here. 12 and 15. 15 minus 12 is 3. So that means adding 3 is the sequence. So what you do here to get B, you have to subtract because we are following the other way, not right way, right side. So right side, this is adding. So what about left side? Subtracting 3. So 12 minus 3, you get 9 for B. 9 minus 3, you get 6 for A. This one, you need P and Q. So we can start from here. What's the common difference? 25 minus 19. So what's 25 minus 19? You get 6. You get 6. So that means you are adding 6 to 31. 31 plus 6, you get 37 for P. 37 plus 6. 43 for Q. In this example here, these 3 letters are unknown. Here we can start from here. So what's the common difference? 25 minus 30. So you get negative 5. That means subtracting 5 is the common difference. So what you do to the other side? So when you need left side numbers, you need to do the opposite thing. So add 5 to that. 30 plus 5, 35. 35 plus 5, you get 40. 40 plus 5, you get 45. This one, you get fractions. So which one is the easiest now? We have to take these two because these two numbers are given. So you can find out the common difference. So common difference is 5 minus 3.5. So what we can do? So you can do 5 minus 3, 2. 2 minus half, 1.5. So adding 1.5 to 5. 5 plus 1.5, you get 6.5. So if you can't do at once, you write here. 5 plus 1.5, you get 6.5. 6.5 plus 1.5 again. 6.5 plus 1.5, you can do 6 plus 1, 7. Half and half, you get 1. 7 plus 1, 8. Then here 8 plus 1.5, 9.5 given. 9.5 plus 1.5. 9.5 plus 1.5. Half, half, you get 1. 9 plus 1, 10. 10.5. This one you get decimals. So you do the same thing. Subtract these two to get the common difference. 5 minus 3.5. So you can subtract in a column and what's the answer? You get 1.5. So that means 1.5 is the common difference. So adding 1.5 to 5, you get 6.5 for A. 6.5 plus 1.5, 6 and 1, 7, 0.5, you get 1. So 7 plus 1, 8. In this one, how can we identify the common difference from these two? So 40 minus 35. So you get plus 5 there. So in order to get xy, we need to subtract. Do the opposite thing. 35 minus 5, you get 30. That's y. 30 minus negative 5, you get 25 for x. But how you get z? You are adding 5. 40 plus 5, 45. Now here, fractions. Look at the numerator. Numerators are the same. That's 1. So for m or n, numerator is 1. 2 plus 1, you get 3. So what's m? 3 plus 1, you get 4 here. 4 plus 1, 5. 5 plus 1, 6 here for the denominator. This one, you get fractions again, but look at the pattern. You have to do separately. Numerator 1, 3, 5. These are odd numbers. Adding 2 to the previous number. 1 plus 2, you get 3. 3 plus 2, 5. So what's it? What's A? 5 plus 2, you get 7. 7 plus 2, you get 9 as the numerator. Now identify the denominator. 1, 4, 9. What are those? Square numbers. Square numbers means we can make squares starting from 1. What's the other square number? 4. What's the other square number? You get 9. So remember, square numbers. 1, 4, 9. What's the next square number? 4 times 4, 16. 5 times 5, 25. So here 9 over 25 and 7 over 16. This one you get 2 terms. We'll look at the first term. 2, 4, 6. What's the next number? These are even numbers too. These are even numbers. 2, 4, 6, 8 here. Then this number becomes 8 plus 2, 10. Now how we identify the next number? We can do this way as well. 3, 5, 7 and you get 9 odd numbers. Here 9 plus 2, 11. Or when you look at one term, 2 and 3, if you know the first term, the second term is always adding 1 to the previous number. So you can use that pattern as well. First you can find 8. 8 plus 1, you get 9. Then 10 here, then what's the next number? 10 plus 1. Now we'll see how we can find out the general term. Look at this sequence: 7, 10, 13, 16, 19. Write down the 48th term of this sequence. So if we are using the previous method, so what we have to do? We have to add the common difference, and till you get 48th term, you have to write down. So do you think it's possible? It's not possible. So we are trying to find out the general term first, and then you can find out any term. So we'll see how we can do that. So first we can find out the common difference. We'll take these two. So 10 minus 7, you get common difference as 3. So what we do, we are trying to find out multiples of the common difference and see how much we need to add to get the other term. So we'll take the first term. First term is 7. So how you get 7 from 7? You don't need to add anything. So what's the multiple of 3 there? So 3 times 0. 3 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 7, you get the first term. When you look at the second term, that's 10. So you have the first term 7. So you need another 3 to get 7. You need another 3 to get 10. So what's the multiple of 3 you need? 3 times 1, that's 3. Then the third number, 13. You have already 7. You need another 6 to get 13. 3 times 2. 16, how you get? 7 plus 3 times 3, 9. 9 plus 7, 16. 19, starting from 7, you need to add 3 times 4. That's 12 plus 7, you get 19. So we are trying to find out multiples of this number. So what's the pattern you are getting? First term, multiple is 0. 1 less than that. 2 becomes 1 here. 3 becomes 2. 4 becomes 3. Always this one is 1 less than the term number. So if I ask, how you get the nth term? So it's easy to find out the nth term by looking at this pattern. So we'll look at the pattern we got. T1, number of multiples of 3 is 0. T2, we got 1. T3, we got 2. T4, we got 3. 1 less than the term number. Then what about 10th term? How many multiples? We have to take less than 1. So that's 9. If this is 20, you need to add 19 multiples of 3. T56. So what's the number you need to add? 55 times 3 to the first term. N, 1 less than that. So that becomes n minus 1. Therefore, the number of multiples is 1 less than the term number. So how can you write down this? 3 times n minus 1. Now expand brackets. 3 times n, 3n. 3 times minus 1, minus 3. So what's the nth term? 7 minus 3, you get 4. 4 plus 3n. So this is called the general term. For any number, you can apply. Now, we know the general term. How can we find out the 48th term? We can easily substitute n equals 48 and get the term. So now it's easy. No need to write down the terms till you get 48th term. So you can find the general term. Now we'll take this one. You have given a sequence and ask you to find out the general term. So what's the first thing you need to do? Take the common difference. 12 minus 5, you get 7. So 7 is the common difference. So what you do? You write down the first term, that's 5. And see how many multiples of 7s you need to add to get the term. First term is 5, we need to add 0 multiples of 7. Here we need to add 1. Here 2, 3, and if this is n, n minus 1. Always 1 less than the term number. Then when you multiply, you get 7n minus 7. Now you can simplify. 5 minus 7 is minus 2. So 7n minus 2 is the general term. So when you know the general term, you can find out any term by substituting 1, 2, 3 like that. positive whole numbers. So when you plug 1, which term you are getting? You are getting first term. 2 is second term. 5 means fifth term. 10 means 10th term. So when you have the general term, you can find any term. This question, find the general term of the sequence. Find the common difference. 15 minus 11. You get 4. So how can you find out the general term? You can write down the first term and add multiples of 4. This becomes 4 times 0, 4 times 1, 4 times 2, 4 times 3, and the 10th term is 4 times 9. Then what about nth term? 4 times n minus 1. Now expand brackets. 11 plus 4n minus 4. You get 11 minus 4 is 7. 7 plus 4n is the general term. Now we'll see whether we are getting the number. So you can double check this. When you plug 1 here, 7 plus 4, you get 11. That's the first term. Then when you plug 5, we'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. T5. That means 7 plus 4n is the general term. We'll plug 4 times 5. n is 5 now. 4 times 5, 20. 20 plus 7, 27. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth term is 27. That means your general term is correct. So you have to double check and see whether your simplification is correct. We'll take this one. Find the general term of the sequence. First thing, find the common difference. 20 minus 9, you get 11 as the common difference. So how we find out the general term? First term is 9. That means 9 plus 11 into 0. What's the next one? 9 plus 11 into 1. 9 plus 11 into 2 for the third term, and fourth term is 11 into 3. Now 10th term. 9 plus 11 into 9. Then what about nth term? 9 plus 11 into n minus 1. Always 1 less than the term number. Now expand brackets. You get 9 plus 11n minus 9. Minus 11. So 9 minus 11 minus 2. So you get 11n minus 2 as a general term. Take fifth term and see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have to check whether fifth term is 53. So we'll take T5 and see. 11 times 5 minus 2. 55 minus 2, you get 53. So the fifth term is 53. That means your general term is correct. This one, find the general term of the sequence. This one. You can take any two consecutive numbers and get the common difference. So you can take these two or any other two consecutive numbers. I'll take 28 minus 30. 28 minus 30, you get minus 2 as the common difference. Then what's the next step? First term is 30. You are adding how many multiples of minus 2? For the first one, minus 2 times 0. Second one, minus 2 times 1. third one minus 2 times 2. Here minus 2 times 3. Always multiples are 1 less than the term number. Now 10th term, can you write? Minus 2 times 9. What about nth term? Minus 2 times n minus 1. I'll put a multiplication sign here. N minus 1. Then expand brackets. 30 minus 2 times n minus 2n. Minus 2n minus 1. When you multiply, you get plus 2. So 30 and 2, 32 minus 2n. Now we'll check whether this is correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you don't need to check always the fifth term. You can check any term. I'll take T4. Fourth term. 32 minus 2 times 4. 32 minus 8. You get 24. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 24. That means the general term is correct. Next one. Now you try to find the common difference and write down in terms of multiples and decide the common difference. We can take these two. 45 minus 48, that becomes minus 3. Then first term is adding 0 multiples of minus 3. Second term, 1 multiple of minus 3. Third one, multiples of 2. Here, third one, you have to take multiples of minus 3 as 2. Fourth one. And what about n? N is minus 3 times n minus 1. Now open brackets. Minus 3 times n. You get minus 3n. Now multiply minus 3 times minus 1. You get plus 3. So 48 plus 3, you get 51 minus 3n. Now we'll check whether this term is correct. We can take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll take the fifth one and see. T5. The general term is 51 minus 3n. N is 5 now. Simplify. When you subtract 15, you get 36. So you are getting 36. So that means the general term is correct. Find the general term of the sequence 39, 33 like that. So same procedure. Take the difference. 33 minus 39, you get a negative number. Now write down the first term is 39. So you are adding multiples of negative 6's. Here we add 0 multiple, 1, 2 and 3. By observing that, you can straight away write down nth term, that's n minus 1. Then when you multiply these two, what you get? 39 minus 6 times n minus 6n minus 6 and minus 1, you get plus 6. You get 45 minus 6n as a general term, nth term. Now we'll check with fifth term or any term. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth term is 55. We'll see whether we are getting 55. We'll see whether we are getting 15. 45 minus 6 times 5. 45 minus 30, you are getting 15. So the fifth term is 15. The term is correct. Now you get decimals, but you are following the same method. Find the common difference there. What's the common difference? Take the difference here. 6.5 minus 5.3. So what you get? 1.2. So if you can't subtract, you just write separately and subtract. 5 minus 3 is 2, 6 minus 5, 1. You get 1.2 as a common difference. Now the first term is 5.3. Then you are adding multiples of 1.2s. 1.2 times 0 here, 1.2 times 1. Why we are adding like this? We know that multiples of these are always 1 less than the term number. If this is n, this is n minus 1. Here, sometimes you don't need to write down the multiplication sign. Brackets means that's multiplication. So we can expand brackets. 5.3 plus 1.2 times n, 1.2n. This one you get minus 1.2. So what's the number? 5.3 minus 1.2. You get 4.1. Now we'll check with a number. We'll take 3, T3 and C. 4.1 plus 1.2 times 3. So 4.1, 3 times 2, 6, 3 times 1, 3. So when you add decimals, you get 6 and 1, 7. 4 plus 3, 7. So you are getting 7.7. So the third term is 7.7. So your general term is correct. Now you get fractions here. Look at the common difference and see which one is the easiest to find. You can take either this or this. So we'll take 4.5 minus 3. 4 minus 3, 1. And here you get another half. So 1.5 is a common difference. Now first term. First term is 3. And you are adding multiples of this. So it's easy to take not as a mixed number, as a improper fraction. So what is 1.5? 2 times 1, 2 plus 1, 3 over 2 is the improper fraction. So it's easy to simplify numbers. So multiples of 3 over 2. This is 0. Multiples of that's 1, 2 here, and the fourth term, that becomes 3. And for the nth term, you get n minus 1. Now simplify, you get 3 here. Multiply these two, you get 3n over 2 minus 3 over 2. Now you can write this one as 1.5. It's easy. Rather than writing in fractions, we can write this as a decimal. 3 over 2 is 1.5. So 3 plus or minus there. That's minus. This is 3 over 2 minus 1, 3 over 2. So 3 minus 1.5. You get 1.5. So 1.5 plus 3n over 2 is a general term. Now we'll take the fourth term. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll take the fifth term. It's easy. So T5. 1.5 plus 3n over 2. N is 5 there. So we'll substitute 5 there. 3 over 2 times 5. 1.5. Here 15 over 2. What is 15 over 2? 7.5. So you get 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth term is 9. Now look at this question. Find the general term of the sequence minus 60 minus 57 minus 54. So what's the first step? You have to take the common difference. Now take the common difference. We'll take these two. Minus 57 minus 60. So minus becomes plus. So minus 57 plus 60. So what you get? You get 3. So I'll write here. This is 3. Then what's the first term? Minus 60. So first term is minus 60. So you write minus 60 and then write down multiples of 3. So multiples of 3 here, this becomes 0, 1, 2 and this is 3. Then what happens for the nth term? Minus 60 plus 3 into n minus 1. So what you do? When you open brackets, you get minus 60. 3 times n becomes 3n. 3 times minus 3, minus 3. Then minus 60 and minus 3, you get minus 63 plus 3n. Now we'll check whether this term is correct. We can take fifth term. So we'll find T5 and see. Fifth term is minus 63 plus 3 times 5. So minus 63 plus 15. So what you get? So here 8 and 4. Minus 48. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you are getting minus 48. That means the general term is correct. We can find the general term using another method. So now I'll teach you an easy way to get the general term without writing all these multiples. Take this one. Find the general term of the sequence. So what we do here, we first take the common difference. So 16 minus 12, you get 4. Then what you do? You write down the multiples of 4 below that. 4 times 1, 4, 8, 12. These are the multiples of 4. Then what you do? We can subtract these two terms. 12 minus 4, you get 8. 16 minus 8, 8. 20 minus 12, 8. So when you subtract, you can see you get the same number. Then you can use this number and the common difference to write down the general term. So what's the general term here? 4 times n. That means 4 is the common difference and we are taking 4 times n. And here we write down the number you are getting. So what's the value? 4n plus 8. So what we do here in the square, you can write down the common difference, and here what you get here, number either need to add or subtract to get the first term. So in this case, this is plus 8. So adding 8 here. So it's easy. Rather than writing down all the multiples, you can write this way and subtract. We'll take another example. Take this one, 9, 15, 21, 27, 33. Now we need to find out the general term. So what's the first step? Take the difference. So we'll take the difference here, 15 minus 9, you get 6. Now what we do? Write down the multiples of 6. So here below, these are multiples of 6. So 6 times 1, 6, 12, like that. Then what is the next step? We subtract. 9 minus 6, you get 3. 15 minus 12, 3. All these numbers you are getting 3. That means you need to add 3 to get the term. So here, this is 3 here, and what's the common difference here? And you get 6n plus 3 as the general term. And if you want to check whether this is correct, you can check with any term. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll see T5. 6 times 5 plus 3. So 30 plus 3, you get 33. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means our general term is correct. Now take this example. You have given 45, 41, like that. So what's the first thing you have to do? You have to take the difference. So we'll take these two. 41 minus 45. Bigger number is negative, you get negative 4 is the common difference. So what we do here? We write down the multiples of negative 4. Negative 4 times 1, negative 4, negative 4 times 2, negative 8. So these are the multiples. Then subtract. When you subtract, make sure you put brackets 45 minus 4. So what you get? 45 plus 4, that's 49. 41 plus 8, you get 49. So here you get 49 when you subtract the two terms. So how you write down the general term now? You know the common difference is negative 4, and the number you need to add here is 49. So we can write down the general term as minus 4n plus 49. We'll check again whether this is correct. We'll take the fifth term and see T5. That means minus 4 times 5 plus 49. You get minus 20 plus 49. So 49 minus 20, you get 29. Is this correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means 29. So our general term is correct. We'll take this one again. Similar procedure. Take the common difference and write down all the multiples regarding to the common difference and then subtract. We'll take these two. 27 minus 30. So you get negative 3. Multiples of negative 3. So all the multiples of negative 3s are there. Then what you do? We subtract. 30 minus negative 3. So what you get? This becomes plus 33. Now take the next one. 27 minus 6. So you get 27 plus 6. That's 27 plus 6 is 33. That means you need to add 33 to the number. So what's the term you are getting? You get n with this common difference. So minus 3n plus 33. So that's the general term. Now check it with any number that you like. We'll take 3, T3 and see. Minus 3 times 3 plus 33. So what you get? 3 times 3, 9 plus 33. What you get? 4 here and 24. Not minus. That's plus 24. So 1, 2, 3. So that's correct. Now this is easier than previous method. Again, same procedure. Take the common difference, write down the multiples of the common difference and then subtract and see what the number you have to add to get the term. So common difference, we can take these two. Minus 40 minus 45. So this becomes minus 40 plus 45. That's 5. Now multiples of 5, 5, 10, 15 like that, and then subtract. Minus 45 minus 5. You get minus 50. Minus 40 minus 10, you get minus 50 again. So when you subtract, you get minus 50 is the number. Now we are subtracting 50 to get the term. So here these two are minus 50s we are getting. And how we write down the general term? The common difference is 5. So 5n minus 50. Now we'll check with a number. Now we'll check whether this is correct. So substitute 3 for that. We'll check with the third term. So T3. So 5 times 3 minus 50. That's 15 minus 50. What's the answer? 35. And this is minus 1, 2, 3. That's minus 35. That means the general term is correct. Now, this is the second method to find out the general term. There's another simpler way to find out the general term. So we'll discuss that one next. Okay, so what we do here, first step is the same. You calculate the common difference. So take any two consecutive terms and find out the common difference. 16 minus 12, you get 4. Then what you do, you take the common difference multiplied by n. What you get? 4n term. And when you substitute 1, what you get? 4 times 1, 4. So you can check with this term how many we need to add or subtract. Your first term is 12 and this one is 4. What's the number you need to add to get 12? 4 plus 8 is 12. So what's the number you have to add? You have to add 8 to that. So that's the number you need to add. So what you do here? First take the common difference and then you write down with n, 4n here. When you substitute 1, 4 times 1, 4. With that number, you can see what's the number you need to add or subtract. Here, what's the difference? You need to get 12 and here you got 4. You need another 8. So that number you are adding. So what's the general term? Straight away you can write the general term is 4n plus 8. So this is really easy. Try to learn this method. You can easily find out the general term. So now we'll check with the number T3. Third term, 4 times 3 plus 8. 12 plus 8, 20. Are we getting 20? Yeah. The third term is 20. So that means our general term is correct. Now we'll use that method to find out the general term here. What's the common difference? 21 minus 16. What's the value? 5 plus 5. Then multiply by n. You get 5n. Then what you do? You substitute 1 for n. You get 5. And you compare this number with 5. What's the number you need to add to get 16 with 5? So what you do? You take the difference. It's easy to take the difference and see what's the number you need to add. 16 minus 5. You are getting 11. So you need to add 11 to that. So what's the general term? You are writing 5n plus 11. Now we'll check with third term. 5 times 3 plus 11. 15 plus 11. You get 26. Here, this is correct. So you are getting third term as 26. Now try to find out the general term using the easiest way. Find the common difference. Take the subtraction. 11 minus 4. You get 7. Then what's the number you need to subtract? So what you do? When you substitute 1 for 7n, you get 7. So how you get 4 from 7? So how you do that? Take this number and subtract. So 4 minus 7 is minus 3. So how can you write down the general term? So 7n minus 3 here. So we are subtracting 3. We can check with fifth term, T5 and C. It's better to check because if you make a mistake and when you get a wrong general term, the whole thing is wrong. So you can't proceed after that. So it's better always check with the number. So T5, 7 times 5 minus 3, 35 minus 3, you get 32. So what's the fifth term? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 32 is there. So this is correct. Take this one. How we find out the common difference? Take any two. You take these two. 29 minus 23. You get 6. So 6 is the common difference. So what's the term we need to subtract from the first term? How we find out? So the term is 6n. We substitute 1. 6 times 1, you get 6. So this number and this number. So this is 17 minus 6. So what's the number we need to add? You need to add 11 to that. So what's the general term? We can write down 6 is a common difference. So 6n plus 11. Now we'll check with numbers. When you substitute 3, we'll take 3. 6 times 3 plus 11, 18 plus 11. So what you get? 29. So the third term is 29. That means the general term is correct. Now this question, 30, 27, 24 like that. Same step. Find the common difference. So take the common difference, 27 minus 30, you get minus 3. Then you need to find out this number that you need to subtract. The common difference is minus 3, so we multiply by n. When you take the first term, substitute 1, you get minus 3. Now see the difference between that. 30 minus minus 3. So what's the number we need? This is 30 plus 3. You need to add 33 to that. So what's the general term? Minus 3n plus 33. Now we'll check with the number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth term, T5 minus 3 times 5 plus 33 minus 15 plus 33 plus 18. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the fifth term is 18. That means your general term is this, minus 3n plus 33. So same procedure. You can do it really fast. Take the common difference. That's minus 10. Then what's the number we need to add? Check with minus 10n. When you substitute 1, you get minus 10. Take the difference between the first term. 60 minus minus 10. That means 60 plus 10. You need 70 to add. So what's the general term? Minus 10n plus 70. It's good to check whether your general term is correct. So we'll take fifth term, T5 minus 10 times 5 plus 70 minus 50 plus 70. 70 minus 50, you get 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the fifth term is 20. Take this example. You get minus numbers. So make sure that you put brackets. Minus 16 minus minus 18. So you get plus 18 there. Plus 2 is the common difference. Then how you find out the number you need to add or subtract? So you can check with the first term. So 2 times n, and the first term is 2. And you are taking minus 18 and minus 2. The difference between these two. So you need minus 20 to add. That means actually we are subtracting 20. So what's the general term? 2n minus 20. Check with a number. Fifth term. 2 times 5 minus 20. 10 minus 20. You get minus 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you are getting minus 10. Now we'll try to find out general term, and using the general term, how we can find out any other term. So what's the procedure? So you have given the general term first. So far we did questions with numbers given and you are asked to find out the general term. Now the reverse process. General term is given and you are asked to find out the terms. First part, write the first 3 terms of the sequence. How you do that? So how you get first term? Substitute n equals 1. Second term, n equals 2. So we can easily, by substituting numbers for n, you can find out any term. So here 7 times 1, 7. 7 minus 3, you get 4 as the first term. Second term, you substitute 2 there. 7 times 2, 14. 14 minus 3, 11. Third one, substitute 3. 7 times 3, 21. minus 3. 18 is the third term. So what are the three terms? 4, 11 and 18. And then how you find out the common difference? You can take any two terms and take the difference. I'll take these two. 11 minus 4. You get 7 as a common difference. Now, the third part, find the 10th term of the sequence. So, what you do basically, substitute 10. If you want n plus 1th term, substitute n plus 1. So, we'll do these three parts. So, what's the term? 7n minus 3. So, we'll take the sequence and find out the 10th term. So, general term is 7n minus 3. So, how you get the 10th term? That's T10. 7 times 10 minus 3, 70 minus 3. What you get? You get 67 as the 10th term. Then what about n plus 1th term? Instead of n, you can substitute n plus 1. So, then we write here n plus 1 here. So, 7 instead of n, I can plug n plus 1 and then open brackets. I get 7n plus 7 minus 3. What's the answer? 7n plus 4 is the n plus 1th term. And the last part is different. What's the last part? Which term is equal to 137? So, the nth term is given 137. So, we need to find out which term. So, you are using the reverse process. So, Tn equals now 137. But we know Tn equals 7n minus 3. That's equal to 137. This is just solving linear equations. So, how you do that? When you have a number like this, how you get rid of this minus 3? You need to add 3 to both sides. Then, what's the next step? You get 7n. Now, this is multiplication. How you get rid of this 7 there? We need to divide by 7. When you divide by 7, you are getting n equals 20. So, when the nth term is given, you can form an equation and solve. Now, similar question to that, you have given the nth term as 11 minus 7n and you are asked to write down the first three terms, common difference, 11th term, n minus 1th term and which term is equal to minus 129. Now, do the first part, n equals 1. When you substitute n equals 1, you get the first term. 11 minus 7, that's 4. Second term, substitute 2 for n. 11 minus 14 minus 3. Third term, substitute 3. 11 minus 21. You get minus 10 as the third term. Now, how you find out the common difference? You take the difference between any two consecutive terms. So, here, what are the three terms? 4 minus 3 minus 10. Now, how you find out the common difference? You take the difference between these two, minus 3 minus 4. You get minus 7 as a common difference. Now, the third step is to find out the 11th term. 11th term, you substitute 11 for n. So, what's the term expression? 11 minus 7n. Substitute 11 there. 11 times 7 is 77. When you subtract, you get minus 66 as the 11th term. Then next part, n minus 1th term. So what you do? Substitute n minus 1 instead of n. So the general term is minus 11 minus 7n. Substitute n minus 1 instead of n. Now expand brackets. Minus 7n minus into minus becomes plus 7. So what's the term? 11 plus 7 is 18 minus 7n. Now the last part, which term is equal to minus 129? So that means nth term is given. So nth term is 100 minus 129 and the general term is this. So solve the linear equation. So what's the first step? Subtract 11. Then you get minus 7 in here and what's the number here? You get minus 140. To get n, you need to divide by minus 7. Here minus minus get cancelled out and you get plus. N is equal to here also minus minus plus 140 divided by 7. You get 20. Now similar to that one, another question. Now the general term is 3n minus 12. So write down the first three terms. Substitute 1, 2, 3. So substitute 1 here. You get 3 minus 12. That's minus 9. Substitute 2 for n. And you get second term as minus 6. Now do the third term. Substitute 3. 9 minus 12, you get minus 3. So how you find out the common difference? So what are the three terms? Minus 9, minus 6, minus 3. Now you can take any two consecutive numbers and find out the common difference. So common difference is equal to, if you take these two, minus 6 minus minus 9. Minus 6 plus 9. 9 minus 6, you get 3. So the common difference is 3. So how you do the third part? Find the eighth term. N equals 8. N plus 1 term. N equals n plus 1. So what's the general term? 3n minus 12. Now we'll find out the eighth term. So what you do? Eighth term, you substitute n equals 8. So what's the general term? 3n minus 12. Substitute 8 there. So what you get? 24 minus 12. You get 12 as the eighth term. Then n plus 1th term. So substitute n plus 1 instead of n. So substitute n plus 1 there. When you multiply, you get 3n plus 3 minus 12. 3n minus 9. That's the n plus 1th term. Now, which term is equal to 33 means the nth term is given 33 and you are asked to find out n. So solve the equation and find out n. So 3n minus 12. So you need to add 12 to get rid of this minus 12. What you get? You get 45. So this 12 get cancelled out. You get 3n. Then what's the next step? You can divide this by 3. So n equals 15. 3 times 1, 3. 1 remaining and for 15 that's 5. So n equals 15. What it means? The 15th term is 33. This one, the general term is given 3n plus 7. You are asked to find out the 10th term. So, substitute n equals 10. 3 times 10, 30. 30 plus 7. 37 is the 10th term. Now, this question is different. Show that 41 is not a term in this sequence. So, we'll check what happens. So, we'll substitute Tn is 41 and see what you get for n. So, 3n plus 7 is 41. So, subtract 7 from both sides. You get 3n equals 34. So, when you divide by 3, what you get n? You get 1 here, 1 and 1 remaining. So, you get 11 and 1/3. So, n is the term number. Can you get 11 and 1/3? There's no meaning to that. So, n should be positive whole numbers. So, that means this 41 is not in the sequence. So, as the number of terms cannot be a fraction value, 41 is not in the sequence. Now, show that 123 is not in the sequence. So, similar way we can check with this 123. So, what you do to solve this? You subtract 10. Then, when you subtract 10, you get 7n here. What you get here? 313. So, n equals 113 divided by 7. For 43, 7 times 1, 7. 4 remaining. For 43, how many 7s are there? 7 times 4. 7 times 6. So, 113 divided by 7. 7 times 1, 7. For 43, that's 6. 42 and 1 remaining. So, you get 16 and 1, 7. So, this is a fraction and 123 is not in the sequence. So, we can write down as n is a fraction. 123 is not in the sequence. Now we'll try to solve problems, worded problems using the general term. Now we'll look at this example. It says Liana saves 12 rupees, 17 rupees and 22 rupees on the first, second and third day respectively. Find the amount saved on the first 5 days, find the common difference and the amount saved on nth day and 20th day, like that. So, what we can do, we can create a sequence and see the general term. Using the general term, we can find out these values. So, what's the first step? We need to find out the first 5 terms. So, first term is 12. How you get 17? Adding 5. 17 to 22, adding 5 again. So, that means the common difference is 5. So, 22 plus 5. What you get? 27 rupees. That's the 4th day. And 5th day, 27 plus 5. That's 32 rupees. So, those are the 5 terms. And find out the common difference. You can easily find out. Already you have taken these two and found that's 5. So 17 minus 12 or any term, that's 5. So the common difference is 5. Find the amount saved on the nth day. That means the general term. So we'll see how we can find out the general term. Common difference is 5. So 5 times 1, that's 5. And we take the difference between these two, that's 7. That means we need to add 7. So what's the general term? General term is 5n plus 7. So this number comes here and this number here. So 5n plus 7 is the general term. So what's the fourth question? It says, what's the amount saved on 20th day? So that means n equals 20. So substitute 20 there. So general term is 5n plus 7. Substitute 20. You get 107 rupees for the 100 plus 7. So you get 107 rupees on the 20th day. Now the next part. Which day she saved 157 rupees? So that means the nth term is 157. So we can plug 157 for nth term and solve the equation. So first subtract 7 and then you get 150 is 5n. So what you do? You divide by 5. So you get 30 as n. So what it means? That means Liana saved 157 rupees on the 30th day. Now take this worded problem. It says one of the cyclists rides 15 kilometers on the first day, 18 kilometers on the second day and 21 on the third day, and continue this for 10 days, increasing 3 kilometers each day. So what it means? Straight away they have given the common difference is 3. So because that's the increasing amount every day. So how we find out the first 5 days? The distance traveled for the first 5 days. So you can start from 15. 15 plus 3, 18. 18 plus 3, 21. 21 plus 3, 24. 24 plus 3, 27. And how you find out the common difference? Already given there, but we can use the difference and show that that's equal to 3. So I'll take first two, 18 minus 15, that's plus 3. Fourth part, third part, find the distance traveled on nth day. That means general term. So how we find out the general term using this? So 3n, and when you substitute n, you get 3. So the difference between 3 and the first term. So what is 15 minus 3? You get 12. So that's the amount we need to add. So the common difference is 3 and you need to add 12. So what's the general term? 3n plus 12. Now we find out the 9th day distance traveled. So what you do? Substitute 9 for n. So the general term is 3n plus 12 and substitute 9 for that. 9 times 3, 27 plus 12, you get 39. So 9th day traveled 39 kilometers. Now the fifth one, find the distance travelled on the last day. How can we find out the last day? Read the question and see how can we find out the last day. This is a 10-day program. So what's the last day? T10. So n equals 10 there. So 3n plus 12 is the nth term. Last day means n equals 10. Substitute 10 for n. 30 plus 12. 30 plus 12, 42 kilometers on the last day. This question, you have given a sequence and several terms in the middle has removed. Here, we don't know the numbers there. Find the first three terms that has already removed from the sequence. So how we find out the numbers already removed? First we can find out the difference. So 10 minus 7, you can see that's adding 3. So what's the first number removed? 16 plus 3, 19. 19 plus 3, 22. 22 plus 3, 25. So they are asking find the first three terms that has already removed from the sequence. So this is the sequence now. Then find the common difference is the same. You can use the previous one, 10 minus 7, that's 3 there. And how you do nth term? Nth term for the removed numbers. So removed numbers means you can't start from 7. So you have to start from 19. That's your sequence now. So starting from 19, the common difference is 3. So how you find out the general term? The common difference is 3. So you get 3n. And how you find out the difference? So the first term is 19. And when you substitute 1 for the first term, 3 times 1, 3. So 19 minus 3, you get 16. So that means we need to add 16 to get the nth term. So I can write Tn equals 3n plus 16 for the nth term. Then fourth part. Find the last term that has removed from the sequence. How you find out? Last term. Here we know this number. Now how you find out the last term? So we know this number. So subtract 3. 40. So last term is 40 minus 3. So you get 37 is the number removed in the last place. Fifth part. Which term is that number in the sequence? So we have a sequence now starting from 19. The common difference is 3. And the last term we found that's 37. So they are asking which term. So Tn is equal to 3n plus 16. Last term is 37. And see what's the n value. So subtract 16 first. You get 21 is equal to 3n. N equals 21 divided by 3. That's 7. So that means the last term is the 7th term of the removed sequence. Now we'll look at example 1 in your textbook. So we covered all theory related to number patterns and we'll see how we can do examples and exercises. So in this one, the nth term is given. You are asked to find out the first 3 terms. So what you do? Nth term is 2n plus 3. When n equals 1, you can find out the first term. So T1 equals 2 times 1 plus 3, that's 2 plus 3, 5. N equals 2, you can get the second term, 2 times 2 plus 3, 4 plus 3 is 7. N equals 3, you get the third term, 2 times 3 plus 3, 6 plus 3, 9. So first 3 terms, 5, 7, 9. Now we'll look at the second one. You're asked to find out the 20th term. So how you do 20th term? That means T20, n equals 20. So 2 times 20 plus 3, 2 times 20, 40, 40 plus 3, you get 43. Third part, which term is equal to 123? So we'll substitute to Tn. That's 2n plus 3. This is 123 equals 2n plus 3. Now subtract 3 from both sides. And then you get 2n. Here 120. Divide by 2, you get n. So you get 60. So 60th term is 123. And the last part, you are asked to find out n plus 1th term. So what you do? You substitute n plus 1 for n. 2 times n plus 1 plus 3, open brackets, you get 2n plus 2 plus 3. That means 2n plus 5. 2 plus 3, you get 5. So what's the n plus 1th term? 2n plus 5. Example number 2. So the general term is 56 minus 4n and you are asked to write down first 3 terms. So similar to the first one, substitute 1, 2, 3. So Tn equals 56 minus 4n. N equals 1. You get T1. Substitute 1 there. So I'll do it here. 56 minus 4, that's 52. N equals 2. You get T2. 56 minus 4 times 2. So you get 56 minus 8. You get 48 as the second term. N equals 3. 56 minus 4 times 3. You get 56 minus 12. What's the answer? 44 is the third term. Now the second part, it says find the 12th term. So T12. 56 minus 4 times 12. Instead of n, you can plug 12. So 56 minus 48, that's 12 times 4. Subtract, you get 8 as the 12th term. Now, third one. Show that 0 is a term of this number pattern. So, n term is given 0. So, we'll see what's the n value. So, 0 is equal to 56 minus 4n. Now, how you solve this? You can subtract 56 from both sides. Minus 4n. You get minus 4n equals minus 56. Divide by minus 4. You get n equals Minus minus get cancelled out. You get 1 for 16, that's 4. So n is 14. N is a whole number. So that means 0 is in the sequence. So we can write n is a whole number. Therefore, 0 is in the sequence. When you get a fraction, that means it's not in the sequence. But here, this is not a fraction, so you get 0 is in the sequence. Last part, show that 18 is not a term. So you need to get a fraction value for n. So we'll check that out. We'll do the fourth one. 18. So we'll substitute 18 and see. 56 minus 4n. Subtract 56 from both sides. You get minus 4n equals, subtract this, 56 minus 18. You get 16 and 38, and this is negative 38. Now try to divide by 4. Minus 4. What you get? N equals 4 times 8, 4 times 9, 36. And 2 remaining, that's 2 over 4. So 9.5. That means a fraction is there. So that means 18 is not in the sequence. So you have to write down n is a fraction. Therefore, 18 is not in the sequence. Now take exercise 1.1. Complete the table. So you have given the general term of the number pattern, and you are asked to find out n equals 1, 2 and 3, and first 3 terms of the number pattern. So just substitute 1 here, 2 for n, 3 for n to get the third term. So we'll do that. The sequence is this. So 2 times n, that means 2 times 1 plus 5. 2 plus 5, 7. Take this sequence. 2 times 1 there. Now, other way around. 20 minus 2, you get 18. 50 minus 4 times 1. 50 minus 4, you get 46. 35 minus 1, 34. Now, we'll take the second term. This one, 5n minus 1. So, substitute 2 for n. Minus 1. 5 times 2, 10. 10 minus 1, 9. This one, 2n. n equals 2. Plus 5. 4 plus 5, 9. Next one, 20 minus 2 times 2. 20 minus 4, you get 16. 50 minus 4 times 2. 50 minus 8, you get 42. 35 minus 2, you get 33. Now look at the third term. Substitute 3 for n. 5 times 3 minus 1. 15 minus 1, 14. Next one, 2 times 2n plus 5. 2 times 3 plus 5. 6 plus 5, 11. And this one, 20 minus 2 times 3. That means 20 minus 6. You get 14. 50 minus 4 times 3. 50 minus 12, 38. The next one, 35 minus 3. You get 32. Now, what are the numbers in the sequence? In the second one, 4, 9, 14. Third one, 7, 9, 11. This one, 18, 16, 14, 46, 42 and 38 here. And the last one, 34, 33, 32. Question number 2. The general term of a number pattern is 4n minus 3. Write the first 3 terms, find the 12th term, which term is equal to 97, and show that 75 is not a term of this number pattern. So we'll do the first one. First 3 terms means substitute n equals 1. That's 1. N equals 2. You get the second term. 8 minus 3, that's 5. N equals 3. You substitute 3 for n. 12 minus 3, 9. So what are the first 3 terms? You get 1, 5, 9. And second part, find the 12th term. That means you need T12. So substitute 12 for n. 4 times 12 minus 3. So 48 minus 3, you get 45 as the 12th term. Third one. Which term is equal to 97? So that means nth term is 97 and we need to find out n. So what's the term? 4n minus 3. Now, what's the first step? To get rid of this minus 3, add 3 to both sides. So you get 4n here and here 100. 100 divided by 4, you get n. That's 25. Fourth part, show that 75 is not in a term. Show that 75 is not a term of this sequence. Okay, so we'll substitute 75 for nth term and see. When you add 3, you get 78 with 44n. Now divide by 4 both sides. N equals 4 times 1, 4. For 38, how many 4s are there? 4 times 9, 36. So 2 remaining. So you get 2 over 4. So 19 and a half. 2 over 4 means half. So this is a fraction. So as n is a fraction, 75 is not in the sequence. Question number 3. Again, you have given a number pattern with general term 7n plus 1. You are asked to find out the first 3 terms. So we'll do substituting n equals 1. That's first term. So you get 7 plus 1 is 8. N equals 2. You get the second term. So 14 plus 1, 15. N equals 3. 21 plus 1, 22. So the first 3 numbers are 8, 15 and 22. And find the 5th term, that means n equals 5. So T5. So 7 times 5 plus 1. 35 plus 1, 36. So fifth term is 36. And third one, which term is equal to 36? So nth term is given 36. You are asked to find out n. Now we'll solve the linear equation. So subtract 1 from both sides and then you get 35 is equal to 7n. Divide both sides by 7. You get 5. So n equals 5. That means fifth term is 36. Fourth one. Write the n plus 1th term. So how you find out n plus 1th term? Substitute n plus 1 for n. So 7. So Tn plus 1th term is 7 into n plus 1. Here you don't need to put multiplication sign because brackets are there. Plus 1. Now open brackets. 7n plus 7 plus 1. You get 7n plus 8 is the n plus 1th term. Fourth question. You have given a general term 50 minus 7n. You are asked to write down the first three terms, 10th term, n plus 1th term, and the last one. Show that the terms which come after the 7th term are negative numbers. So we can substitute n equals 1 to get the first term. You get 50 minus 7, 43. N equals 2 to get the second term. 50 minus 14. So what's 50 minus 14? You get 36. N equals 3. 50 minus 7 times 3. 50 minus 21. When you subtract, you get 29. And the second part, how you do the 10th term? That means T10. So substitute n equals 10. 50 minus 70, that means minus 20 is the answer for 10th term. Third part, you are asked to find out n plus 1th term. Substitute n plus 1 for n. 50 minus 7 times n plus 1. Open brackets now. Minus 7n minus 7. So 50 minus 7, you get 40. 3 minus 7n. Now the last part. So all the negative numbers after 7th term. So what's the term after 7? 8th one. So you can see T8 and T89 and see whether you get negative numbers. So we'll substitute 8 here. 8. When you substitute to the general term, what you get? 50 minus 56 minus 6. When you take 9, 50 minus 7 times 9. So 50 minus 63, you get minus 13. So we can see after 7th term, all the terms are negative. So therefore, we can write down after 7th term, all terms are negative. Why it happens here? when you substitute 7, you get 49. That's below 50. But when you substitute bigger numbers, you get more negative part and the result is also negative. Now look at example 1. Given that the sequence with first 4 terms 15, 19, 23 and 27 has a common difference, let us find an expression for the nth term. So Tn we need to find out. So what's the method? We write down the terms and then we calculate the common difference. What's the common difference? When you take this one, 19 minus 15, that's 4. So the common difference is 4. So you take multiples of 4. 4 times 1, 4. 4 times 2, 8. 4 times 3, 12. 4 times 4, 16. Then what's the next step? You subtract. Subtract these two. 15 minus 4. What you get? 11. 19 minus 8, 11. 23 minus 12, you get same value. So this number means the number you need to add. So what's the nth term? Tn equals, the common difference is 4. So that means 4n is the first part and then we need to add 11 to that. So you can check whether your general term is correct by substituting. N equals 3 will do. T3, 3 times 4 plus 11. So 12 plus 11, you get 23. 1, 2, 3. So the 23 is there. So that means your general term is correct. Example number 2. You have given 4 terms, 10, 7, 4, 1 and you are asked to find out Tn, that's the general term. So we'll find out, write down the terms and then find out the common difference. Take any two, 7 minus 10, you get minus 3. Now find out multiples of minus 3. So minus 3 times 1, minus 3, minus 3 times 2, minus 6, minus 9, minus 12. Now we need to subtract these two. 10 minus minus 3. So what you get? 10 plus 3, that's 13. 7 minus minus 6. So you get 13 when you subtract. So this is the number we need to add to get the general term. So what's the general term? Tn equals, the difference is minus 3. So you get minus 3n plus 13. Now check. We'll check with 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. When you substitute 4 here, 4 times 3, negative 12. Negative 12 plus 13, you get 1. So that means correct. Exercise 1.2. You have given a table with several sequences and you are asked to find out the difference between two successive terms. That means the common difference. And what's the third column? The number whose multiples are used to develop the pattern. So multiple of that. That's the same as the common difference. So we'll take any two terms here. 17 minus 10, that's 7. So what's the multiple? So you need 7. Now take the third one. Which one is easy to subtract? This way is easy. 5.5 minus 4. So you get 1.5. So same here. So you get 1.5, or it's easy to write as a improper fraction. So 1.5 means 3/2. This one, take any two. I'll take this one. 17 minus 20, that's minus 3. So this also minus 3. This one, 45 minus 50. So you get minus 5. So the answer here also minus 5. This one, 0.8 minus 0.5, you get 0.3. So this number also 0.3. Question number 2. Complete the table in relation to the number pattern 10, 17, 24, 31. You are asked to write down, fill these gaps. Terms are given and this is nth term. So we can write this is Tn. So we'll find out the nth term. How you write down this one? So how you get 10 from 7? 7 times 1 is 7. So you need to add 3 to get 10. 7 times 2, 14. 14 and 17 difference is 3. So how you write this one? Third term. So I can write 7 times 3 and adding 3. 7 times 3, 21. 21 plus 3, 24. This is fourth term. 7 times 4 and adding 3. Now nth term, how you write? We can write 7 times, look at the pattern. If this is 4, you take 4. If this is n, you need to take n. So I'll multiply first. 7 times n plus 3. So when you simplify, you get 7n plus 3. So that's the nth term formula. Now this is different to normal pattern because already given this is 7 times 1 and you are asked to find out the pattern. Now we'll take question number 3. Find the general term of each of the number patterns given below. So we'll take the first one, 1, 4, 7, 10. So what's the easiest way we can find out the general term? We find out the common difference. We'll take these two. 4 minus 1, you get 3. Then here the common difference is 3. So you need 3n. When you substitute 1 for n, that's 3. So we need to find out the amount we need to add or subtract to get 1. So 1 minus 3. Take the difference between the first value and this one. So 1 minus 3 is minus 2. Now straight away we can find out the general term. So what's the general term? So the common difference is 3. So 3n minus 2. So this is subtracting 2 to get the term. Now we can check. N equals 4. 4 times 3, 12. 12 minus 2, 10. So that means correct. We'll do part B. 1, 7, 13, 19. Find out common difference. So common difference is take any two terms and subtract. 7 minus 1, you get 6. Then 6n is the term. And when you substitute 1, 6 times 1, 6. And you are taking the difference between that term with the first term. 1 minus 6 is minus 5. So how can we write down the nth term? Tn equals 6n minus 5. Now substitute and see if this is fourth term. 4 times 6, 24. 24 minus 5, you get 19. So the fourth term is 19. We'll take part C. 9, 17, 25, 33. Common difference is 17 minus 9, 8. Then the term is 8n. When you substitute 1, 8 times 1 is 8. So we take the difference with the first term. 9 minus 8 is 1. So that means we need to add 1. So the general term is 8n plus 1. We'll roughly check. When this is 4, 4 times 8 is 32. 32 plus 1, 33. Now part D. 4, 10, 16, 22. What's the common difference there? Ten minus 4 is 6. Then you need 6n. When you substitute 1 for that, 6 times 1, 6. So you take the difference with the first term. 4 minus 6 is minus 2. That means the general term is 6n minus 2. Now check with 3. 3 times 6, 18. 18 minus 2, 16. So the third term is 16. Part E. 22, 19, 16, 30. Find the common difference. 19 minus 22. 19 minus 22 is minus 3. So we need to take minus 3n, and when you substitute n equals 1, you get minus 3. So we have to take the difference with the first term. 22 minus 3, you get 22 plus 3, that's 25. So what's the general term? Tn equals minus 3n plus 25. So you can check with 3. 3 times 3, 9. 25 minus 9, what you get? 25 minus 9, you get 16. So the general term is correct. Now take the other part. We'll do it here. 22, 20, 18, 16. What's the common difference? 20 minus 22, you get minus 2. Then you need minus 2n. When you substitute 1, minus 2 times 1, minus 2. So you take the difference with the first term. 22 minus minus 2. You get 22 plus 2, that's 24. So what's nth term? Minus 2n plus 24. Now check whether this is correct. Substitute 4. 4 times 2, 8. Minus 8 plus 24. That's 16. So the general term is correct. Example number 1. A long distance runner trains every day. On the first day he runs 500 meters and on each day thereafter he runs 100 meters more than on the previous day. So this is a worded problem. So here first term is 500 and here what's this value? 100 more every day means that's the common difference. So how can we find out first three values? Starting from 100, so what's the first part? Write separately the distances he runs on the first 3 days. So first day, that's T1, that's given 500. What about second day? You need to add 100 to that. 500 plus 100. You get 600. So what's the third day value? 600 plus 100, that's 700. Then part 2, find the general term for the distance he runs on the nth day in terms of n. So what's the easiest way to find out the general term? So we can find out the general term using the common difference is 100, that's 100 n. To find out whether to add a number or subtract, we do 100 times 1, that's 100. And take the difference with the first value. 500 minus 100 is 400. So that means we need to add 400 to that. So when n equals 3, 3 times 100, 300, 300 plus 400, you get 700. So this is the nth term. So part 3, it says find the distance he runs on the 20th day. So that means T 20. 100 times 20 there. We substitute n equals 20. So 2000 plus 400 is 2400 kilometers or meters. Here it's meters. So 2400 meters. On which day does he run 3 kilometers? So this is in kilometers and the sequence is in meters. So we need to convert it. So how many meters for 3 kilometers? That's 3000. So we can substitute 3000 is the nth term. And we can find out using the general term. 100 n plus 400. Subtract 400 from both sides. You get 100 n is equal to 2600. So what's n? Divide by 100 means moving decimal place 2 places to left. So you get 26 is the nth term. So that means 26th day he runs 3 kilometers. Exercise 1.3. A pattern created by using matchsticks is shown below. Complete the table in relation to the pattern given below. So they are calculating total number of matchsticks. So you have to count the number. It's given for the second one and you need to do other diagrams. 1, 2, 3, 4. What about the third one? 1, 2, 3, 4. Here it's easy to count this way, row wise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. What about this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. find the number of matchsticks needed to create the 20th figure. So that means we need to find out the general term. So we'll see what are the numbers: 4, 9, 14, 19. 4, 9, 14, 19. So what's the common difference? Common difference is 9 minus 4, that's 5. Then we take 5n, and when you substitute 1, that's 5. Then we take the difference with the first term. 4 minus 5, that's minus 1. So how can you write down the nth term? 5n minus 1. We'll check with 4. 4 times 5, 20. 20 minus 1, 19. So this is the general term. So how we can answer the first part? 20th term means T20. So substitute 20 for n. 5 times 20, 100. 100 minus 1, that's 99. 219 matchsticks are required to create which figure of this pattern? So you are asked to find out nth term is given as 219 and ask you to find out n. That's 5n minus 1. Add 1 to both sides. It get cancelled out and remain 5n. This is 220. When you divide by 5, what you get for n? 5 times 4, 20. For 20 again, that's 4, 44. So to create the 44th term, you need 219 matchsticks. Part 3. Show that one matchstick remains after creating a figure of the pattern by using the maximum number of matchsticks from 75 matchsticks. So we'll see when it's 75, what happens? 5n minus 1. Add 1 to both sides. What happens here? You get 5n and 76. Divide by 5. You get n. 5 times 1, 5. 2 remaining. 26. You get 5. So 26 minus 25, you get 1. So the remainder is 1. So n is 15 and you get remainder 1. So that's what it says. When you take 75 matchsticks, you get remainder 1. Question number 2. A worker cuts pieces of rods of different lengths from iron rods which are 5 meters in length in order to build a gate by welding pieces together. The length of the shortest piece of iron rod that is cut is 15 centimeters. All the other pieces are cut such that the difference in length between two successive pieces which are cut is 10 centimeters. So what it means? This is the common difference. Write the lengths of the shortest 3 pieces cut by the worker. So the shortest one is 15. What's the next one? 10 more than that. 15 plus 10, 25. 25 plus 10, 35. So those are the 3 shortest lengths. Then the second part, find the length of the 20th piece. So to get that, you need the general term. So how will you get the general term? So Tn, we can write straight away. The difference is 10 means you get 10n. To find out this number, we don't know whether this is plus or minus. We take, when this is 10n, substitute n equals 1, that's 10. I'll do it here. And take the difference with 15. 15 minus 10, that's 5. So you need to add 5 to get the term. So we can check it by adding 3, substituting 3. 3 times 10, 30, 30 plus 5, 35. So that means general term is correct. And you're asked to find out the 20th piece, that's T20. 10 times 20 plus 5, you get 205 as the answer. Third part, show that a 5-meter long rod will not be sufficient to cut the 50th piece when arranged in ascending order of the length. This is the 50th piece. So how we find out that? The length of the wire is 5 meters. These are in centimeters. So you need to convert 5 meters to centimeters. That's 500 centimeters, the whole length. And we'll check what's the length of the 50th piece. That means T50. 10 into 50 plus 5. So 505, 505. Now this is in centimeters. The length of the whole wire is 5 meters, means 500 centimeters. So here we need another 5 meters to cut the 50th piece. So therefore we can write down we can show that 505 minus 500 is 5 centimeters. So that means we need 5 centimeter more. So that means 5 meter is not enough to cut 50th piece. So here this is not enough. We'll take the third question. On the day that their school celebrated Annual Savings Day, Yasmi and Indunil start saving money by putting 100 each into their respective savings boxes. After that, they put money into their saving boxes once a week. So, who are these two? Yasmi and Indunil. So, saving 100 rupees. And after that, they put money into the saving boxes once a week on the same day of the week that they started saving money. So, same day, every week, Yasmi put 10 rupees and Indunil put 5 rupees. And you're asking to find out how much does Yasmi have in her saving box in the 5th week. So we can start with this. So 100 rupees already there. So we can find out the 5th term. So first week 10 rupees. So second week 20. So like that, 5th week, so that's 10 times 5. So 50 rupees saving and initially 100. So what's the total? 100 plus 50. So 150 rupees. Second part, how much does Indunil have in her savings box in the 10th week? So each week 5 rupees. So what's the amount for 10th week? So 10 times 5, that's also 50 rupees. But initially 100 rupees invested. So 100 plus 50, you get 150. Third part. At the end of 50 weeks, both of them opened their saving boxes and checked the amount that each has saved. How much more money has Yasmin saved than Indunil in the 50th week? So how can you find out the 50th week saving? So you can find out the general term, or without the general term you can do that. This is 50th week. If you take Yasmi saved in the 50th term, that means 100 plus 10 times 50. 100 plus 500, you get 600. What about Indunil? 100 plus 5 rupees each week into 50. So 100 plus 250, that's 350. So what's the difference? So you can write down the difference is 600 minus 350. So you get 250 rupees. So that means Yasmi saved 250 more than Indunil after 50th week. Fourth question. The seats in an outdoor stadium are arranged for a drama in 15 rows according to a pattern with a common difference, such that the first row consists of 9 seats, second one 12, and the third one 15, etc. How many seats are there in total in the first 5 rows? So we'll find out the other two. What's the difference there? You need to add 3. So 12 plus 3, 15. 15 plus 3, 18. 18 plus 3, 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means they are asking the total number of seats. So we need to add all these together. 9 plus 12 plus 15 plus 18 plus 21. Add it together. We'll add this way. 12, 9, 15, 18, 21. So you get 9 plus 1, 10, 18. 18 plus 2, 20, 25. 2 remaining, 4, 5, 6, 7. So all together, 75 seats are there in total. Part 2. How many seats are there in the 15th row? So that means you have to find out T15. So we can find out the general term. So how we find out the general term? The common difference is 3. So you get 3n and see what you need to add. So when you plug 1, that's 3. So 9 minus 3, you get 6. So that means you need to add 6 to get the general term. We'll check it. When you substitute 3, 3 times 3, 9. 9 plus 6, 15. That's correct. Then T15 is you substitute 15 for n. 3 times 5 is 45 plus 6. 51 seats are there. Third part, show that the 10th row has 4 times the number of seats in the first row according to this pattern. So we'll check the number of seats in 10th row, T10. That's 3 times 10 plus 6, 36. So the 10th term is 36. What's the first term? 9. So we can see 9 times 4 is 36. That means 4 times the first row when you take the 10th row. So we can write 36 is 9 times 4. So therefore 4 times bigger. Fourth part. Which row consists of 51 seats? So the nth term is given 51. So Tn equals 3n plus 6. This is given 51. 3n plus 6. Subtract 6 from both sides. You get 3n equals 45. When you divide by 3, you get n equals 15. So that means 15th row, you get 51 seats. Miscellaneous exercise. Question number 1. The general terms of few number patterns are given below. For each number pattern, write the first 3 terms, find the 20th term and n minus 1th term. You take the first one. First 3 is for 3n minus 5. n equals 1. I'll put T1. 3 times 1 minus 5. 3 minus 5, you get 2. n equals 2. T2. 3 times 2 minus 5. 6 minus 5 is 1. n equals 3. That's T3. 3 times 3 minus 5. 9 minus 5 is 4. And the 20th term, that means n equals 20. This is part 2 and this is part 1. T20, that's 3 times 20 minus 5. So 60 minus 5, you get 55. And the last part, n minus 1. So Tn minus 1 equals 3 times n minus 1 minus 5. When you multiply these two, what you get? 3n minus 3 minus 5. That means 3n minus 8. Now we will do for the next sequence. That's 6n plus 5. I'll do B here, 6n plus 5. So we have to do all these parts for the second one. So n equals 1, T1, 6 times 1 plus 5, 6 plus 5, 11. n equals 2, that's T2, 6 times 2 plus 5, 12 plus 5 is 17. And n equals 3, that's T3, 6 times 3 plus 5, 18 plus 5, 23. And then you need n equals 20. That's the second part, T20. So 6 times 20 plus 5, 120 and 5, that's 125. Then when n equals n minus 1, we need Tn minus 1 is 6 times n minus 1 plus 5, open brackets, 6n minus 6 plus 5, you get 6n minus 1. Now we'll take the part 3, 6n minus 5. Substitute n equals 1 to get the first term. 6 minus 5 is 1. n equals 2, you get the second term. 12 minus 5 is 7. n equals 3, you get the third term. 18 minus 5 is 13. And T20, when n equals 20, you get n equals 20, that's T20. 6 times 20 minus 5. 120 minus 5 is equal to 150. Now we'll find out n minus 1th term. T n minus 1 is 6 into n minus 1 minus 5. So you get 6n minus 6 minus 5. 6n minus 11 for n minus 1th term. Find the general term of each number pattern given below, given that each has a common difference. So we'll do the first one. Identify the common difference. What's the common difference there? We can take any two differences. This is easy, no? 9 minus 5. That's 4. How you find out the general term? 4n is there when you substitute n equals 1. 4 times 1, 4. You take the difference with the first term. Minus 3 minus 4. You get minus 7. So that means the general term is 4n minus 7. Always check whether this is correct. So substitute 3. 4 times 3, 12. 12 minus 7. You get 5. So third term is 5. And this one, part B, second part, 0, 4, 8, 12. What's the common difference? Four minus 0, that's 4. So find out the general term. You take 4n when you substitute 4 and take the difference with 0. 0 minus 4, you get minus 4. Now what's the general term? You get 4n minus 4. And just check with the number. If this is 3, 4 times 3, 12. 12 minus 4, you get 8. So the third term is 8. Part 3, you get fractions there. So what's the common difference there? So which one is easy to subtract? I can use these two, no? 2.5 minus 2, you get half. Then what's the term? Half n or n over 2. Half n is same as n over 2. So we need to find out the first one. N equals 1, that's half. So take the difference between the first term and that number, you get 1. So that means we need to add 1. So the general term is half n plus 1. Check with the number. If this is 3, 3 over 2 means 1.5, 1.5. 1.5 and 1, you get 2.5. Part 4. What's the common difference? Common difference is, you can take these two. 3 minus 0, that's 3. Now, to get the general term, you take 3n. When you substitute n equals 1, that's 3. So take the difference with minus 6. Minus 6 minus 3, you get minus 9. So what's the general term? 3n minus 9. Check with the number 3. 3 times 3, 9. 9 minus 9, you get 0. So that's correct. Question number 3. Show that the general term of the number pattern, this one with the common difference is 6, 8 minus n. Okay, so the general term you have to show this one. So how we can find out? So the first term is 42. second term 36 like that. What's the common difference? Common difference is subtract the 2. So it's easy to subtract this way. 30 minus 36, you get minus 6. Then when you take minus 6 in, substitute n equals 1, you get minus 6. So take the difference with 42, that's the first term, minus and minus 6. So what you get? 42 plus 6. 42 plus 6 is 48. So the general term is minus 6n plus 48. Substitute 3 and see. 3 times 8 is minus 18. 48 minus 18, you get 30. So third term is 30. That's correct. Now we have to show this is this one. So can you see the positive term in the first? Here 48, I can write 48 minus 6n. Rearrange the terms and then here 6 taken out. So factor 6 is common for both because 48 is 6 times 8. So I can take 6 out and write this is 8 minus 8. Question number 4. Udita is employed in a private company. His first monthly salary is 25,000 rupees. From the beginning of the second year onwards, he receives an annual salary increment of 2,400 per month. First part, how much is his monthly salary at the beginning of the second year? Write separately Udita's monthly salary during the first 3 years. Write an expression for the salary in the nth term and find Udita's monthly salary in the 5th year. So we need to first identify the common difference. Here it says the first monthly salary is 25,000. And then increment is always 2,400. So common difference is given 2,400. So how can we find out the value for the second year? That's T2. So 25,000 plus 2,400. You get 400 here, 27,400 rupees. Second part, write separately Udita's monthly salary during the first 3 years. So first year, 25,000. So second year, 27,400. What's the third year? Third year, you need to add another 2,400. So 27,400 add 2,400. You get 29,800. So these are the 3 years salary. Part 3, write an expression for his salary for the nth year. Nth year means Tn. How can you find out Tn? The first value is 25,000 and the common difference is 2,400. So you get 2,400 in. And how can you find out the number you need to add or subtract? You substitute 1 there, so you get 2,400 and subtract from 25,000. So 25,000 minus 2,400. So what's the difference? You get 6 plus 4, 10, 1 remaining. This is 3 and 2 here. So 22,600. That means we need to add 22,600 22,600 to that. Now we have to check it. So when you substitute 2 here, we will see whether you are getting this number. So when you substitute 2 times this, you get 44,800 plus 22,600. 0, 0, 4 and 7. So we are getting the second term. So that means the general term is correct. Now take the fourth part. Find Udita's monthly salary in the 5th year. So you need to substitute n equals 5. So n equals 5. Substitute 5 here. So T5 equals 24,000, not 24,000, 2,400 into 5 plus 22,600. So what's the value? So here 0, 0, 22 remaining, 10 plus 2, 12. 12,000 plus 22,600. You get 6 here, 2 plus 2, 4 and 3. So 34,600 rupees. That's the 5th year salary. So in this lesson, we discussed all concepts related to number patterns. So we discussed how you can find out the common difference. Common difference we can take any term except the first term minus the previous term. And then we found out how to find out the nth term. And then I showed you an easy way to find out the general term. So by practicing this concept, you can master these concepts in number patterns, and next time we'll come with the second chapter.